deal. That's because there's no such thing as a fair deal. No such thing. Now, I try to give people a fair deal, but they don't want it. They make empty promises. I keep my end of the bargain. They don't keep theirs. Well, at that point, I'm no longer obligated. I'm no longer obligated because our verbal contract is null and void. You made a conscious decision to lie to me. You made a conscious decision to lie about me. And unfortunately, you were so stupid as to believe that I wouldn't record that shit. Well, that's where you fucked up. And then when you tried to destroy the evidence, oh, that's the best part. When you tried to destroy the evidence of your own wrongdoing, you committed felonies in doing so. I am an at-risk adult. That advances these misdemeanors to felonies. The guy I was supposed to see at noon did not show up. So I'm coming down here to see where he's at. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. That is the weirdest looking turd. It looks like a rope. Poop. Alright. Go. Entertained by poop. That's a fair deal, ain't it? So, Starbucks is closed. There's a bunch of stuff I can't do today as a result of that. And that, of course, is making things 10 times more complicated. You see how impossible it is to get anything done without a place? Now, there are 2 times since Natalie's death that I did have a place. In one of those situations, I couldn't afford the place because all of my money was going to jumping through the hoops for court in Colorado. For my public pretenders to do absolutely nothing, to literally help the prosecution, to lie to me, lie about me, threaten, harass, and intimidate me, and of course, not do their goddamn jobs. That's the problem with being homeless. All of these assholes nationwide are so used to railroading us and getting away with it. Most of the reason they get away with railroading us is because most of the homeless are fucking cowards. Now, I didn't make them cowards. I'm going to ask a feller here who looks homeless. Hey, hobo! Hey, in your personal opinion, why is it that the homeless won't talk to the cops?
In my personal experience, it's because whenever the cops come up to us and we have an issue, they fucking don't give a fuck about us and will listen to anybody else regardless of what we say. They don't care. They don't want us on their streets anyway, and they fucking want to find every fucking reason and every reason possible to either get us incarcerated so they can make money off of us or get us off their street and out of their town so they don't have to deal with this anymore.
And then what happens in the next town? Same thing?
It just gets worse and worse as you progress through. I came from Portland, and now, and what's fucked up is I shouldn't even be in this situation, and these fucking people have put me in this situation.
Oh, that's not even a good snipe.
Oh,
it's
look,
empty.
There's a fucking pill. You don't know what it is. Fucking an animal can come by and fucking eat it, drink it, take it, whatever. A kid.
Yep. Thank you for cleaning that up, by the way. I didn't even notice that. All right, so I've been here in Hood River almost 6 months. That's only the 5th time altogether that something like that illicit has been on the ground. Whereas in Washington State, I walk through and in 30 seconds I can find at least 40 heroin needles.
Well, fuck, dude, what? Like 4 nights ago, I had 5 officers getting ready to assassinate me at water play down here in Hood River, on the river. The only reason why they couldn't is because my stepmother is Dina, and she's one of the main fucking dispatchers and would not allow them to do it.
By the way, I got to All right, so when I heard it from you, at first I thought you were full of shit. But that little Hispanic kid, he's like, you know, they pulled a gun on some guy over at the park over there. I'm like, a gun? He's like, yeah, like a whole bunch of them. I'm like, how many guns they point at him? I don't know, a lot.
And it's not the first time I've had the cops pull guns on me. I had them pull guns on me in Beaverton at Winco I robbed a 7-Eleven, but when they took me over to 7-Eleven, they didn't know who I was.
So
also, I
noticed you did the bunny ears thing when you said robbed.
Yeah, right. I robbed the fucking store. The other one is I had a really, really good friend when I was going through temp service at Labor Ready in North Portland. He was deaf, and they pulled him over to ask him some stuff. He reached in his coat to grab his pen and paper so he could talk to them because he couldn't speak. He was deaf, and they shot him and killed him. And this is back when I was like, I'm 37 now. This is back when I was like 18 or 19. So, and I know I have a lot of friends that were friends with that guy. And that was police murder, dude, brutality. And
that happens often too.
I know. They try to pull it on me too, but it's like, fuck, dude, I'm a wildland firefighter. Oh, this is great too. I'm a wildland firefighter, so that puts me into the emergency responders triage of Brotherhood, right? Now, when I was talking to these cops the other day when they were going to attempt to kill me, I was like, dude, why are you doing this to me? I'm a firefighter. Aren't you guys part of the triage of Brotherhood? Oh, we're not a part of that. We don't represent that. We're not a part of that anymore. We're not affiliated with that anymore. So if they're not affiliated with it, like, shouldn't we fill that spot? If the cops are out, can't we put in, like, you know, all the, you know, vetted and leathered bikers to be in their place as enforcement?
Well, the bikers might actually do something.
I know, they would do actually a good job, and they would actually make sure, no matter what, through no reasonable doubt, that if somebody was going to be whatever, that it was going to be right, not wrong. And they have their ways and their methods, and I agree with them. Because, you know, sorry.
Yeah, a lot of people out here, they get sick of being abused to the point that it's...
I mean, cops were called boppies, and I don't think even most of the cops, probably now because I've been fucking stressing this so much, but most cops don't even know what a boppy is. And that's what they started as. And a boppy was a person that started in New York when the gangs were getting, like, overhand. They created this force to go around and help the neighborhood. No. They were created to help the neighborhood so that the elderly and the people that were without could go out and get their things done without being mugged by a kid or harassed by a mobster. And then they would give them a nightclub so that they could protect themselves against these gangsters that had knives, right? And it proceeded from there. And then from that, then they gave them guns, badges, everything else. And then like the whole fucking sheriff and the law part came from the trials of the West and the traveling over to the West.
Well, now we've got to deal with the fact that there's multiple different law enforcement agencies, each one of them that'll tell you it's not their job.
Well, not to mention that each cop officer, enforcement officer is also at the disposal and ability to swap in between two different jurisdictions no matter what to cover their back through whatever situation they're in too. And they can at will lie and change that, even testify with lies on the stand and be covered, even though you're not supposed to lie under penalty of God. So I mean,
and under penalty of perjury and losing your job.
Right. And but they do it all the time and get away with it. Whereas like a person like me, I don't lie and I would never do that, and I always turn myself in if I'm in trouble, and I always hold my own, and I always take I take my fault no matter what. So where the fuck, like, I can't even, dude. It just frustrates me so much.
Yes, sir.
Sucks.
Well, I'm noticing the whole time you've been talking, you've been picking up garbage. You guys are horrible trash monsters. You litter bug. Oh!
I love this town. I don't fucking like glitter, dude. And they keep glittering around us to make us look bad, and I have to clean it up every day, and it's all these fucking tourists coming in to make us look bad.
Yeah, like that guy who threw the Reese's wrapper down earlier. I picked that up in like 5 seconds after he dropped it.
These guys think they're fucking better than us, and they're worse fucking human beings than any of us. They fucking litter on our fucking planet, dude. They should be ashamed of themselves, dude. And then they go around and fucking harass and fucking blame and for the same shit they do. It's just like a Christian going into church and being, I'm so sorry, Lord, I beat my children today. Please, Lord, forgive me.
And then go home and
I'm
beat
gonna
your
go feed
children
my
again.
child. Where's my child so I can beat that redheaded stepchild? You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's not, what the fuck, dude? Please, Lord, help me with my drug addiction. I gotta fucking slam this needle. People say that I have a drug addiction. No, I have an addiction to rocks, bro.
I noticed that. I noticed that big old bucket of
You wanna know
rocks.
a problem? You wanna know a
Actual
problem?
rocks.
Like, fuck, dude. Like literal rocks, not fucking crack rocks.
Yep.
Retards. I can't believe there are some drugs that should not be around anymore. That's one of them. There's some drugs that just, and you know, some drugs are for some people and not for others, right? I mean, and the only reason why we have to do that is because the shit that we do to ourselves as we grow up. I mean, fucking parents these days don't even know how to parent their kids, dude.
So what do you think? Do you think pot is the gateway drug, or do you think abuse is the gateway drug?
I think abuse is the leading to all ends, dude. I mean, we get abused, we get fucking harassed, chastised, fucked with. It fucking gets to our demeanor, our emotions. It hurts us on a level to where we have to find another means to cope or get outside of that. Like, I mean, I have a lot of coping mechanisms and a lot of coping skills, and when you take that shit away from me, like, my coping mechanisms aren't even drugs, dude. It's like music, art,
Your dog.
games, my dog.
Your dog, your dog, your dog.
Yeah, the fuck, people keep fucking with my dog too. Like, dude, that's a service animal, people. Like, I love to share him too, and people know this. Loki's more famous than I am. He's opened up so many pathways for like music festivals, restaurants, a bunch of different things where like stores for ADA registered dogs to be able to go and be a service to their human. And I'm like, High Sierra, I was one of the first. Loki was one of the first. Now I'm 7 more. Pickathon, it was a fucking ordeal to get him to Pickathon, but now all service animals are allowed to Pickathon. He was the leading entrance to it, and I fought for it. And then here I am, a wildland firefighter for 15 years, in the town that I love. Like, I built so many fucking beautiful things here. I built Ferment, I built fucking Hoodcrest Winery, I built tons of stuff here. And now they chastise me and put me down, and fucking harass me, try to kill me. Already pushed me out of fucking this town.
Well,
to
they
the
didn't pull the
twice.
trigger, but it is against
man,
the
it
law
was
for them to
close.
pull the gun on you like that.
Right, and it's not the first time, dude. And it's not the first time that they've done it. Fuck, the last time they did it was in Beaverton, and I was trying to get food for my pregnant woman.
Well, Beaverton, that's where David and Sally, or sorry, I hope I didn't, oh good, I didn't break it. Anyway, David and Katie Saltzman are 2 of the people that were missing. They're missing from Beaverton still. Now the
I was around
problem
when that
is,
kid fucking disappeared. That was terrible. I'm bad with names. I don't remember the name, but that was a while ago.
yeah,
I mean, people come up missing everywhere, dude. Like, and it's a shame, dude.
you can't go to the cops if you're homeless because they won't listen. They won't take a report,
Dude,
or
I
they'll
went
arrest
through-
you.
I went through the advocacy center here because of my stepdaughter. I'm not anymore. I mean, that's a long story. I don't want to get into it. But she was being molested by her father all her life. When we found out, I almost killed him. We had to go do some things, and then I had to save the brothers from killing him. We had to give them the time to be able to fucking build their case without killing him. We were gonna kill him. Like, and then the advocacy center, when I'm there, I say me going through this situation right now is bringing up a lot of problems for me from my past. I would like to talk to somebody, and then instead of letting me get the help that I needed or helping me, they fucking put me into this bullshit to fucking try to say that I was something I'm not. And then when I go back to the cops,
Dual
like a week ago-
diagnosis clinic.
Right. And when I go back to the fucking cops a week ago to go turn in the advocacy center, everybody thinks I'm fucking going to rat out some bullshit something, and I'm here fucking going after the advocacy center when they're clearly breaking the law.
And see, that's the thing about them being mandated reporters and you being on the street. I
They
mean,
put
you
me-
may not qualify as heavy as Dean does, but we're all at-risk adults out here, every
Right.
one of us.
Shit, I'm the one that fucking was doing the Belfour Restoration Fire Project that opened the investigation to the closure of one of the biggest fucking sex trafficking in Gorge. I'm the one that started that case. It was terrible. It was unreal what I had to discover to fucking do that.
And then getting heard.
Right. And
Like
then,
that's the thing is that a lot of the people that I'm dealing with that are missing, they're being human trafficked,
right.
and I can't get the cops to listen to me. Meanwhile, everybody says, "Oh, we need to do something about human trafficking." I'm like, the first thing you need to do is ask homeless women.
Well, then I was a part of it too. I mean, same thing. But I mean, I also was put into Casablanca, a modeling agency, to get them busted for sex trafficking and shit. So how are you going to put a child that went through the program already to bust people for it, saying that he's going to do the same thing? Like it's unreal. That's lack of cops doing their job.
And how
or
many
anything.
homeless people, how many homeless men do you think have to deal with that? Being
All
treated
of
like
us.
they must be
All of
child
us.
molested.
Every single fucking one, dude. You could pull up OMSI film or OMSI parking lot footage, dude. I was one of the only ones down there supporting and helping all the fucking homeless down there, and standing up and putting my fucking finger in a cop's chest and telling him fuck off, dude.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'll be back.
All right, so I'm filling you in on what he's doing right now. He's helping out another homeless person. Another homeless person who's just picking up trash and bottles and cans. But he didn't just pick up the bottles and the cans. He's got other trash in his hands too. He just wants a place to put it. Why is he bringing it here? To have it put somewhere here? Well, because leaving it on the trail will get all of us messed with. Whereas they've been collecting garbage and trying to dispose of it for quite a while now. So of course people, the longer they're here, the closer they are to the services, the more they learn about the services, and the more they learn that there are no actual services in Hood River for the homeless, except for the homeless. Most of the people who have told me to go to the Center for Living have also told me not to go to the Center for Living. They've also told me their horror stories about the Center for Living. Some of them, I wonder why it is that after they tell me 3 separate stories, horror stories about the Center for Living, it makes me wonder why they try to send me to the Center for Living after that. Well, the reality is they're not actually trying to send me to the Center for Living. That wasn't their point. Their point was that we're screwed. That was the point. Oh, geez, that's an ugly looking spider, ain't it? Anyway, there's people out here I don't get along with, but we get along. Not sure if that makes sense to you. There's a lady who's pretty close by. She doesn't like anybody new, and that's acceptable. She may never like me, and that is acceptable. I don't have to be liked by everybody. I don't have to agree with everybody. At the same time, if people try to victimize that lady, yes, I'm going to speak up. That man there will speak up. Now, ain't none of us perfect out here, and ain't none of us pretending to be. We all know our shit stinks. Unlike those of you in houses who want to blame everything on the homeless and take zero responsibility for your actions, we take responsibility for ours. And we take responsibility for yours too. Like he was saying, most of this garbage come from people traveling through. Not travelers, but locals. People just walking through eating a candy bar. Now that big old pile of trash bags that was here, I knew that it was collected by homeless people, and I knew that a few of the bags came from over there from the 4th of July thing. But I also talked to the lady who had them all set up over here, and she said that that did come from the other camps. So I was incorrect about several of the bags and where they came from. And apparently that was homeless garbage, most of it. But I'm not sure if you noticed, but they bagged it up. Yeah. We get that you don't want us. We get that there's some people who have great ideas, sort of, but their ideas are based on ignorance. We got a lot of people who have never been homeless who want to design tents for us. If they'd have spent more than a night homeless, they'd have understood that there's no place for us to put the fucking tent. We have tents. Reminds me of that movie, Black Knight with Martin Lawrence, where he pulls out the lighter. We have fire. The reality of the situation we live versus the opinions that you have. How about instead of judging us based on your opinions, you judge us based on facts? Oh yeah, we can't bring up facts in court, can we? We can't bring up a fact to any of you because you got a quick response like, you just need to get a job. Way to change the subject, bitches. Anyway, a lot of people out here have companion animals. And a companion animal is a service animal. Now, some people have trained their dogs to understand when somebody is sad. Thor is one of those dogs. I stay on this side of the fence because if he knows that I'm sad, then he'll want to come up and get some attention, and sometimes he's in trouble. He's got a mind of his own. All right, so what Jacob, I think is his name. He was gonna help me at noon. I waited at my vehicle. He wasn't there. I went over by his camp. I wasn't gonna go into it because it's tweaker camp, and I'm scared of it.
Right. I get it.
So I'll probably just go back to my car and wait on him.
Right.
I didn't find any ganja, so I can't share any weed with you.
Sucks too. I just smoked my last bowl this morning, like I told you yesterday. I only had one. I was gonna save it for tomorrow. I did when I woke up, so I could be okay. A little bit. That's that. It sucks, dude. So.
On the bright side, I'm not somebody who needs it to function. It just helps out with my back pain.
I can go without it, but not very long. Or it messes with me. We've already tested this. We tested this through a lot of people.
Yep.
So I do fine on fire, except to the end of the runs. The end of the runs I have a little struggle, but all my people know that. Steelhead didn't. I try to explain to them, but they don't listen. Teresa knows. All my people that I've worked with there, they all know. We did great. We had a strong, solid crew for years, but.
So where's Michael at?
Which one?
The one with the truck that helped me fix my car?
I'm not sure.
The other firefighter.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen him in a week.
All right.
He's been gone since last weekend.
Well, I might message him, make sure he's all right.
Yeah.
That looks nasty.
Oh, it's getting way better. It was way worse.
I got some triple antibiotic ointment.
No, that's a top scab right now. Most of it's about to come off. I'm just letting it finish its heal.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot better than what it looks.
Yeah, I remember when it happened.
It's like it's almost there. I don't want to mess it up because it's doing really well right now.
Yes, sir. You're right. All right. Well, I'm gonna get back to snipe hunting. If I run into some pot, I'll come back and smoke you up.
Hey, would you do me a favor and drop me a couple snacks while I'm watching Mom? I don't want to take off. There's just like we can't leave. We have to leave somebody here at all times because there's.
I don't have any cigarettes,
No,
and I understand having to have somebody here at all times. But I think I have a cigarette at my car. I'll go grab one.
I'm saying I don't want even a cigarette. I'm just saying if you could drop me off a couple snipes, that'd be great. So I smoke them out of my pipe. I don't need a lot.
Yes, sir. I
Awesome.
think I got you covered.
That'd be awesome. I don't even want a full cigarette.
I'll give me about 10, well, probably 15 minutes. Well, no, because I got to go both ways. But I'll be back shortly. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been smoking out of a tobacco pipe too. He doesn't want to smoke a full cigarette. I don't want to either. You know, between asking somebody for a cigarette and going through the ashtrays, I'd rather go through the ashtrays. Anyway, I don't even remember what this video is supposed to be about. I don't know what the title of it is. What I do know is that I was going to see the guy that was supposed to be helping me. He said he'd be at my vehicle at noon and he wasn't there, so I went down to close to his camp. Hopefully he remembers. There's a lot of this stuff. You guys want to keep on telling me about what I chose, what I chose, what I chose. I don't choose for Starbucks to be closed. I don't choose for Americans to be greedy money grubbers. I don't choose for people to do the things that they do. I only choose to do the things that I do. The only person that I can actually control their behaviors is me. However, if I gotta be naughty out of necessity, oh, I don't like this car here at all. It's from Colorado. Lots of folks from Colorado here. It'd be nice if they went back to their own state. Of course, that's what I say in Colorado too. When I'm in Nebraska, that's not what I say. When I'm in Nebraska, I say, Jesus, we need some black folks here. We need some black folks to get on a bus, a whole bunch of them, maybe even 3 or 4 buses, big buses. And we'll get all them black folks on them buses and take them to Chapel, Nebraska and have us a barbecue and teach them ignorant rednecks that black people are people too. Yes, black people love barbecue, same as white people. Does that mean every black person or every white person? All right, there we go. Anyway, folks back there was 2 ladies at the first table, and when I was walking by, I was talking about black folks, and by the time I got to the second table, I was talking about barbecues. So the 2 ladies were telling the gentleman at the next table, they were saying, well, it sounded horrible what he just said. And they're like, well, it sounded pretty good when he walked by our table. All right, so I think I got enough to go in and get me another one of them coffee drinks, so I'm gonna do that. I'll probably stick around here for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, and hope that guy shows up. Other than that, I guess I had to sign off, huh? So, anyway, it's good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind.